It's a crazy shit. Florida, the Sunshine State. 플로리다는 원래 허리케인, 디즈니월드, 비단팸, 악어, 그리고 광대한 늪지대들로 유명하며 Florida is also home to the Florida strain largemouth bass, known to grow up to 22, supposedly 25 pounds. Florida is without a doubt home to some of the greatest bass fishing in the United States and in the world. A bucket list destination for all bass fishermen. But the history of bass fishing also runs deep in Florida, from stories of giant bass being caught over 100 years ago to the biggest 5-fish limit ever caught in a tournament. Some of the sport's greatest to ever hold a rod and reel have made their mark in the state of Florida.
Never won in Florida before. Hey, something else he could do.
For as great as the bass fishing can be in the state of Florida,
Come here, baby! Pow!
it is also known as a place of feast or famine,
No!
Florida's my arch nemesis. We're not best friends.
as many of the most talented bass fishermen to ever hold a rod and reel have struggled mightily to learn and adapt to the ways of the Florida largemouth bass. 그래서 제가 대학생 때 가장 친한 친구가 플로리다에서 결혼한다는 것을 알았을 때 드디어 플로리다에 갈 수 있다 라고 생각했죠. 어릴 때부터 TV에서만 봤는데 드디어 직접 갈 수 있었네요. However, as fate would have it,
Florida is bracing once again for a hurricane.
Mother Nature stepped in and almost put a stop to
The
everything.
storm now is just reached hurricane status.
이렇게 이야기가 시작됩니다. 그래서 허리케인 네콜 때문에 다행히 플로리다까지 갈 수 있을지 정말 걱정이 많이 있었는데 원래 계획대로 허리케인 당일에도 비행기 탑승할 수 있었고 플로리다까지 갈 수 있었습니다. 허리케인 네콜은 그날 밤늦게 상륙하기로 되어 있었고 허리케인이 점점 더 가까이 다가오면서 바람이 더 세게 불었고 비도 좀 많이 왔습니다. 다가오면서 바람이 좀 세져서 숙소나 렌터카에 나무 떨어질까봐 걱정했는데 허리케인 네콜은 캐티고리 1 허리케인이라서 다행히 그런 일이 아예 없었고 예상했던 것보다 나쁘지 않더라고요. 그래서 어디서 낚시를 할지에 대한 고민을 많이 했는데 결국에는 가고 싶었던 필드 두 군데가 있었습니다. 첫 번째는 레이크 오케초비. 오케초비는 미국에서 진짜 유명한 필드고 완전 전설적인 필드입니다. 이유는 큰 베스 많기 때문입니다.
Bigot. Can you say, can I get some of that?
두 번째 필드는 The Kissimmee Chain. Kissimmee Chain 속에서 제일 유명한 필드들이 레이크 터포랑 레이크 키시미입니다. 결국에는 제가 Kissimmee Chain에 가기로 했습니다. 플로리다에서 체인이라는 것이 좀 많은데 어떤 뜻이냐면은 많은 호스들이 다 순문이나 럭톤에 서로 연결되는 겁니다. 럭은 배들이 뒤나타날 수 있게 하기 위해 순문의 수위를 수시로 위아래로 조절하여 배들이 통과할 수 있게 해주는 수문이는 것입니다. 뭔가 배 위한 엘리베이터라고 생각하시면 됩니다. 그래서 토요일에 친구 결혼식에 참석했고 다음날 새벽 4시에 일어나서 바로 레이크 키시미에 갔습니다. 저는 진짜 운이 좋게 플로리다에서 최고의 낚시하시는 분 중 한 명과 낚시를 할 수 있었습니다. 게리 라카모라라는 가이드님인데 미국에서 헤비커버, 특히 펀친으로 진짜 유명하신 분입니다. 제가 꿈에 그렸던 곳에서 낚시할 수 있다는 거랑 옛날부터 많이 존경한 프로가 낚시를 할 수 있어서 완전 꿈같은 상황이었습니다. 영상 재밌게 보고 플로리다 아니면 미국 베스 낚시에 대해 많이 배웠으면 좋겠습니다. So like these fish, are they, you say more like pre-spawn or just up here to feed?
Dude, so we come up here. We got a lot of fish I think that are gonna spawn soon. But look at them all. Freaking roaming around. I don't have an arrow on the show motor, but you can see where the head's pointed. I just throw it out there and kind of yo-yo it, let it hit the bottom, pull it up, let it fall. Yeah, dog.
Just drilled it right away.
Come on, man. You ain't getting to that unless they're good.
Oh yeah.
I just bite my bait. All they gotta do is sit out here and the freaking bait comes right by their faces. I've came by here 3 or 4 times and seen fish going, but never stopped. And just because I've got a lot of places to fish,
Huh.
I go up front. Finally, I stopped on them the other day. I stopped and idled and I saw all of them sitting on my side scanner here. I was like, oh, there is a lot of bass fish. Oh, if that sun get up before we do some flipping. You got one?
No, it's just grass, I think. Or is there grass right there?
There's probably a little bit of scattered hydrilla, maybe. A lot of floating stuff though.
Oh, that was a bite. Got him. A little bit bigger. It's not that much bigger.
Chasing some bluegills or some shiners that look big. I saw one that blew up that was like 6-7 pounds. I think there's just a lot of little ones, so they get to it first.
Do you typically find big ones? Oh my god. Jeez. That might be probably that's why. I've heard. I was listening to. Really? Yeah, I can see, dude. There's tons of them right here.
Yeah, you turn that trolling motor around, you'll find it.
That looks like a better one there. You've been catching them just yo-yoing it, or also?
What was that?
Have you only been catching them yo-yoing it, or
No, you can just
straight winded
you
too?
can try burning it or reeling it real slow. Just let it tick the bottom.
That's so much fun yo-yoing them. I've caught them like occasionally in California doing it, but not that often.
Quick release.
Yeah. How do you like it?
They're badass, man. I mean, I was running the first one on the bass boat. I got a saltwater version as well. I mean, I've had issues, but they literally had to create it.
Yeah, it's grass. No, it's fish.
They built this trolling motor from scratch, so you know they've had to have problems with it to get it to where it is today. Trolling motor weighs.
What's the biggest bag you've just caught in general?
In a tournament I weighed a couple years ago 36.87 out of Cypress, the next lake up. Looking jig. Biggest bag I've caught fun fishing is like 42.5.
Jeez.
But I will say, Gulf and the Atlantic, there's a canal that comes all the way through. There's freaking tarpon and snook and all kinds of.
Felt like there's some shell on that last cast I made, so. You guys just love using June bug out here, huh?
I won't stay too much longer. I won't waste time with the little ones. Getting bites is not going to be the issue today. Step off. Come on, do something crazy. Act like it's a tournament.
So the fish, they like to set up on the shell beds and stuff out here in the middle, or?
Yeah, so this Kissimmee sets up like a lot of good shell bar fishing. They relate to the Kissimmee grass because there's not really hydrilla. There's not much good submerged grass on the inside of these grass lines. So you go up to Toho now. Toho's slap full of hydrilla, whole middle of the lake. You know, you'd be out running across the lake out here 10 foot of water and you're running a freaking trail in the hydrola. But tow is fun. We're gonna move. Got a straight black and blue one in there. As you can see, it's showing what it freaking gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, moon is a lot better cool for the spawn, at least for here.
They flipped up a little higher.
Now back to Mavericks, we'll get that out. Oh, just missed one. Flipping there. Hop it. Yes, sir. Oh, dude, it's fresh water.
Just keep pulling.
Yes, sir.
There we
Good
go.
one. That. Same one I just missed.
Definitely looks like the fish we see on TV out here, just dark.
That one's been living in there for a while.
Thank you.
Try 400.
Yeah.
Close. 3 3/4.
That's fun.
I've lost a lot of fish hitting them and just keep them pulling on them hard, or trying to keep them pinned at the top of the mat, and they use that leverage to work themselves off the hook.
That does make sense. Never thought of
Like
that.
if you have one that's not coming, don't pull on her. I mean, sometimes I do. If it doesn't feel big, I'll horse them out of there. But if it feels big, I'm not gonna try to pull her out of the stuff, because you're gonna pull the hook out unless if you get her on the top of the face, she shouldn't come off. But if they feel big, like big head shakes, I let them just kind of do their thing. I'll click it over and let them swim just a little bit, not too much line, just enough they can move, and they can't get to the top of the mat and wedge that hook out.
What would you say are some of the biggest mistakes you see people make when they're flipping mats out here?
Fishing mats too fast and setting the hook too hard and pulling on them too hard, especially if the hook gets hard. Or I would say more of people trying to force them on the mat. Is that a bite?
That felt like a bite.
Yeah, blood. Come on.
No, I think he's still there. Oh, I did exactly what you said not to do.
I watched it. Saw the bite, saw you set the hook, and you had him for a second, then he'd come off, and then you were just stuck in the stuff. It probably wasn't big. He's sneaky by throwing a drop shot. All the mud that's in it, it's an isolated buggy hook. Like one. That 11.9 I caught in the open. She was pre-spawn, fat, waiting to swim. There was isolated lily pads right by where she was, where the mat was. I actually got the Hack Attack hook I caught her on tattooed on me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the biggest bass caught in any Bass Open since, I think, 2011. Someone caught a 12-pounder here in the open.
How do you do it when you get the reel to stop? Or like when you do the reel stop?
Yeah, like flip it up, stop it.
Oh, okay. You just stop it and then you just let it fall. I noticed that like you stop it, but you kind of point the rod down.
Yeah. So I'm trying to tell you that. I stop it and then kind of do a little, like a twitch.
Yeah.
And that turns it. So it goes
Yeah,
straight down
I've
like
seen
what?
that. I've never seen anyone at the Delta do that. Usually just say, oh, just keep flipping as high as you can, but that makes a lot more sense.
Thinking about it. It's a long ways for it.
Oh. Oh man. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like a sound of a baby gator.
Oh really?
I've done that and seen like 10, 11 floaters come out of nowhere. Thinking someone's got their babies.
Stuck in the grass? What do you do when you hook those like 9-10 foot gators?
Hang on. Hope you don't strip out your reel. My buddy will see one and throw brand new frog, brand new rod, everything on top of their head, just strip out a reel for fun. I'm like, you're crazy, bro.
How big you reckon that one is?
I could grab this one by the back of the head and its tail. We pulled like a 5-6 footer in my boat last year at Headwaters. Took
Really?
pictures with it.
It's wild. What's that cranking's the deal here, huh?
Huh?
Cranking?
About 10 foot off the rocks. If you throw up there too shallow, you'll get snagged. There's still some snaggy stuff. Just inside of this pond. On the goose one. I haven't fished enough of them. That's fun. Good one?
Yeah, he wasn't on the bottom.
Fatty.
Yeah, he's chunky. Healthy fish,
That's how they're built up here.
Yeah.
6 pounders will be this long. Crazy. Wild.
Yeah, these fish are dark. Footballs, man, they all look like clones. Damn, these fish are so big. 그래서 전체적으로 플로리다 여행이 제가 요청할 수 있는 전부였습니다. 저는 게럿과 함께 낚시를 즐겼고 플로리다의 낚시 스타일과 헤비 커버 펀칭에 대해 많은 것을 배웠습니다. 항상 플로리다에서 헤비 커버 펀칭해서 좋은 사이즈 베스를 잡다는 꿈을 꿨는데 이렇게 완전 플로리다답고 까맣고 아름다운 덩어리로 할 수 있어서 완전 좋은 추억이 됐습니다. 처음으로 하루 종일 아구 옆에 낚시하는 거 정말 신기했었고 그라시나 수초 낚시도 할 수 있어서 정말 즐거웠습니다. 이번에 플로리다의 마지막 하는 거 아닌 것 같은데 다음에 가면은 진정한 거대한 플로리다 베스를 만났으면 좋겠습니다. 혹시나 앞으로 플로리다에서 낚시할 기회가 생기시면은 꼭 가보세요. 가이드도 필요하시면은 게럿 라카모어과 낚시하는 것도 완전 추천드립니다. 영상 재밌게 보셨다면 좋겠고 다음 영상에 뵙겠습니다.